So I've been sent here to help you from the present. Consider me your obese guardian angel. Today I'm going to guide you into making the decision whether or not you want to buy the They Shall Not Pass, which is a very shady way to title your DLC, by the way, DICE. Trying to make them think that they shouldn't pass on this. Completely dick play, by the way. So, I played in the CTE. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinions on my first-hand experiences with the CTE, the DLC, if premium's worth the purchase, and all of that. So, fasten in, we're going to dive straight in. Now, for me, personally, I feel like most games need a CTE when they're not doing very well. It's generally designed to test out things before they go out to the public so that it can be experimented with, and they generally spend a lot more time analyzing the data and listening to the community. So their ears are wide open during these community test environments. They really want feedback so they know how to make their decisions going forward, because it's all about making us, the consumer, happy, and if they're listening to us more in these environments, that's a good thing. Now, I really liked it. And even with all of this, it's all subject to change, so keep in mind that some of the things that you may hear in this video may alter by time the full launch of the 14th or 28th, depending on if you buy the DLC or Premium. So, let's start with the first thing. The new weapons. We have 5 new weapons. Six new weapons? Something like that. There's new weapons. Bunch of new melee weapons as well. There's a pretty hefty load of new things coming in. A lot of the community has felt since the launch of Battlefield 1 that one of the shortcomings of the game was that there just were not enough weapons to choose from. And here we go. We're amping up the menu. We have options for all you hungry fans out there. This is a good thing. And some of them actually influence the game in a very positive fashion. The McRib, aka the Rebel 1918. This gun is basically a carbine variant that can be used in a medium-ranged area. This is something that none of the other guns in the assault category can do. This is big. I channeled Medea in the category. I don't know. But this is exciting because generally you just get guns that are plugged into different damage values, different rate of fire values, like you would see with the Shosho. That gun is a different type of gun inside the support, but it doesn't necessarily change the kit. You just have a lower rate of fire, higher damage output weapon. This one actually changes and adds value to the entire kit, which is a very cool thing. The inertial and label, they're just so-so weapons. They're not king of the meta. And the RSC is a remarkable in the hands of a veteran player, and even if competitive, like low player count experiences come to this game, that could definitely be a competitive option for a really talented player. And this is all a very good thing. There are lots of good weapons added in. Like, none of the guns are bad by any means. They're not trash at all. But some are better than others, obviously. So that's a very good thing, that there are a lot of circulated weapons that are going to impact the meta and actually be some of them at the top of the meta when this all kind of settles down. That's a good thing. Now the maps. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the most exciting thing about this DLC to me. This right here. Soissons, my savior. This map to me, I know there's a lot of people that have flip-flopped on this, and I think the issue that most people have on this is they overpopulated this map with armor. This map, just for those that haven't played it, about the size of Ballroom Blitz, but it's got 8 tanks. 8 tanks. 4 planes, 2 cavalry, and a partridge in a fucking pear tree. There is so much going on in this map. It's so very hard to deal with. But if you take that mistake and you just hide it away, like it didn't happen, and you imagine in your mind that this map had just 1 tank and 1 plane per team, maybe 2 planes per team, if it was just a little bit reduced, a lot of it really needs reduced pretty heavily. If it was balanced on the armor side of things, this would be a remarkable map. Actually, it's one of the most interesting maps, and it would probably be one of my top 3 maps in the Battlefield franchise as a whole that I have played. This one has a lot of potential, and people can't see it because of the armor issue. There is so much variety in the map. There's a map where an objective is in a bowl at the top of a hill. Then there's one that you have to fight inside a large building. Then there's one where you have to fight inside a small city. Then you have to fight one inside the trenches. Then there's one near a creek. There's a fucking treehouse for your kids to die in. It's amazing. Like, they're so versatile. There's so many different ways to fight and so many different areas where certain guns can thrive. And it's not just one linear long area or symmetrical map. There are just so many different ways to combat. Strafing over to Operation Vo. Oh, God, I love this map. Holy God, I love this map. So what is so interesting about this map is they finally executed a close quarter inner working map properly. See, I enjoyed my occasional moment of Operation Metro or Operation Locker. but they were just a linear built map, symmetrical, one end of the map, other end of the map, you guys kind of clash head on and you fight over one objective. Eventually you all just get clustered into this one area, and it's almost impossible, especially in 64-man servers, to flank around or to get around. And you guys just honestly sit, staying, and fighting in the same area, and it kind of creates a team deathmatch scenario, which doesn't fully utilize how good Battlefield is. But in this map, it's different. The objectives are based in a circular fashion, so no matter what happens, it's very hard to get put into a spawn trap. It circulates very well. There are areas of engagement, like between the C and D objective or B, where there's a lot of action happening, and people do kind of generate to those areas more frequently than others. But it's an honestly happy revolving close quarter map. People are rotating around. There's always more routes to take, slower routes to take, go on the outside walls. There's always a way around. It's a very healthy thing, and for this reason, it's not just one of these heads-on tug-of-war fights like you've dealt with in Locker and Metro. This is still an interesting map. It still has that intensity that you're looking for, but it's a better balanced experience, and that's why I applaud them with this map. This is one of the best maps that they have ever created, in my opinion. Then we fall over to Rupture. It's basically two sides of a river and a single bridge. Now, you can cross that river, but to do that, you have to lose the elevation advantage. You have to go down, swim while you're vulnerable, when there's a bunch of people with LMGs and snipers ready to pick you off. It's not a safe map. They need a little bit more cover, so the map itself is not designed very well, but also with the current state of armor, they can just sit on top of one of these edges, one of these hills, and kill people. So there have been times that I've played this map that nobody ever even crosses the map. They just hold a couple on one side, the other one holds the other side, and they just fight across the bridge. And that's your best case scenario. Worst case scenario is it ends in a spawn trap and it's just an ass whipping. And there are lots of whipping-ins going on. It was kind of unpleasant. I felt that maybe even as high as 60-70% of the time that I played on this map, the score difference would be 500-600 points. It would be a complete sweep and just something they couldn't recover from. And that's not healthy. When a spawn trap is so common, you know there's something wrong with the map design, there's too much armor, something's wrong there. They need to identify this, they need to correct this, and they could probably make something good out of this Rupture map. Now, that's the only one that we were able to play, and again, lots of things they've withheld, some of the other experiences, one of the maps and everything like this we'll have to worry about. Now, as for some of the patches, some of the changes we saw, a couple of them are healthy, a couple of them not so much. The AA change. No. This is the only way that infantry can honestly fight back. And it's a stationary position. They're shooting up, loud cracks, flares, basically saying, hey, I'm right here. Anytime I see an enemy on an AA, I get excited, because I'm like, that's a fucking free kill right there. Whether or not I'm sniping or not, I'm like, that's easy. He's stuck standing still. I'm going to blast his ass, and he can't do anything about it. A lot of people are just overwhelmed with the strength that it has, but it needs to be strong, and the fact that they keep nerfing this is a mistake. This is a very big mistake, and I noticed this when I was fighting and I'm shooting at these bombers that I've been unloading until the AA actually overheats, and this thing, I can tell you, man, I can hear the fucking pilot. Hey, did you guys hear anything? Fred? No? Alright, we'll just keep going. It's just like it doesn't even bother them. I can't, like, disable it or do anything. They just get to fly off into the distance, so romantic and shit. I don't like it. So that's something they need to fix. Now, the one thing that I noticed that was kind of cool that was there, and this was the map voting. This was pretty interesting to me, because I think it's a healthy thing when you let the community decide what they want to do. Things are going to rotate properly. You'll be able to get more information and numbers towards what maps are most popular, things that you can maybe alter and fix with some of the broken maps or the less popular maps. This is a really healthy thing for any video game, and I've been encouraging this since my days back in Unreal and everything like that. Really good thing to have in a video game. And for me personally, there are a few maps I don't like. I am not a big fan of Sinai Desert. I absolutely hate Giant Shadow and Suez. I think they're terribly balanced. And fortunate for me, they're all in the same cycle. So normally I'll hop in a server, I'll play from Mongrappa and go all the way up to Argonne Forest, playing everything in between, and then leave the server and reset. And find another one that's early on, like Ballroom or something like that, just because I want to dodge those other maps altogether. This means I never play Quentin anymore, even though it's a decent map. And that's not healthy. This is healthy. This is going to allow the community to pick and the mood that people are feeling when they want to. Sometimes you're just in the mood for a close quarter Argonne or an Amiens, something like that. And now you have the option. They're going to be randomized, and there were only 2 to pick from, so it's not like you're going to have, you know, flip-flop back and forth, but it's going to be a healthier experience, and this is a good thing. I also noticed, just little things that you'll notice when you play and participate, friendly gas was not affecting me anymore. You don't get the blurry vision and the mess with accuracy, It was a very good thing. I was so tired of getting killed or losing gunfights just because of friendly's gas. Like, somebody on my team calls me to die, yeah, I'm a little upset about that. That's not a good thing for your game. It's not healthy. So that aside, there's little things you're going to notice, things you're going to have to deal with, but these were, for the most part, good changes. Like I said, great maps. Some of the best maps that I've seen, actually. I'm happy if one map is one that I really like in a 4-map DLC launch. The fact that I already have 2 and I haven't played the other one makes me really excited for this. The guns are very beneficial. So yes, in my opinion, They Shall Not Pass should be a purchase that you take. And honestly, premium should be a way to go. We've seen that they are dedicated, they're listening to the community. They don't have necessarily more transparency than they used to, but you can tell in the differences. They are patching things pretty much monthly now. It used to be every 3 months, sometimes 6. So this is really good. So yes, I have more faith in DICE. They have been slowly earning my trust back since the launch of BF4, and I do not and will not tell you to not get premium, because premium's worth the money. It was just smart to hold off onto it till you saw how you felt about the game. So if you're still playing the game right now and it's vanilla form, then yes, pick up premium. Buy it. They Shall Not Pass looks great. The rest of the DLCs that they have leaked, some of the information they've given to us, the roadmap looks promising. Try it. That is my honest advice. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button, and I'll catch you with another Battlefield video tomorrow.